Alright, you're watching a campaign develop, alright? You're watching it in motion, being created. It's a campaign. Every day I look better and I have a new idea. And this has gotta be in focus. But I am the intendor. See me on YouTube. I am the intendor, Russell Scott Day. I fight on in TV land, the revolutionary battlefield. My radio show on YouTube is what this is. I put it on the Transcendian channel. Transcendia is a Frentia. Anyway, I've read this a couple of times now, and I wrote this in relation to these things called strikers. They're on a train, and they're rolling on this train. They're rolling. Boy, that's pretty blue. Anyway, they're talking about, Baxter Sapp put this up, and I wanted to read what I wrote about. That's a lot of armor, and a lot of tanks went over NATO area starting last February. So this is an adjoinder. I told people that civil defense shelters ought to be reopened because we could have some fallout. I don't know what the prevailing winds are for war in Europe, but tanks are targets, and they put tanks over there, and then they got to defend the tanks. Tanks lead infantry, but they need a lot of protection from the air these days. And tank destroyer systems, and lack of radios, hybrid war, Russia's desire to get into the Crimea is what I was talking about. Direct land access. New York Times had a good picture of the line of battle you would expect to see if, well, and now they voted like in Afghanistan early on. They voted Crimea aid, military aid, military equipment. That's how we got started. That was a long-term thing in Afghanistan. Started out that way. And that's what I'd written about. Norway sending 10 F-15s, 10 F-16s, and Warthogs, and tanks being targets, and whether or not dialed thermonuclear bombs would be used as neutron bombs on the battlefield about tank crews, or whether, you know, Russia would buy off Greece and end the sanctions by not giving them a unanimous vote, which is a serious issue. Should we see that? Future trade, credit, currency, internals, Greece is inferior to the euro-dollar, which I invented, and I want you to understand, as being pooled equity of whole life policies for all citizens, given whole life policies at birth that act normal like a whole life policy does, but give that are with a partial share of the equity form the basis for the currency. What your currency is based on matters a great deal. Most currency these days is based on the petrodollar deal, and that's wobbling. And there's good reasons for it too. Oh, the Supreme Court says Texans aren't entitled to Confederate flag license plates. That's what it said on the Facebook thing. I got in what I wanted to say. This has been my radio show, Russell Scott Day. Thank you.